It's only 2 years since the Sri Lankans were last in England. Of course, they won that two-test series with that dramatic last over dismissal of James Anderson at Headingley. But this is a different Sri Lanka side, a different England side, and I think there'll be a different result. England should be super confident after their superb series win in South Africa during the winter. And of course they're now in their home conditions, so Messrs Anderson, Broad, probably Stephen Finn and Ben Stokes will be a real handful in those sort of overcast, chilly, slightly seamy conditions you expect to find both at Headingley and at Chester Street at this time of year, posing real problems for an inexperienced Sri Lankan batting lineup who crucially have lost their two mainstays of the last decade. Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene have retired. They made over 20,000 test runs between them. They were adaptable to any conditions. They are a huge loss, and the Sri Lankans have struggled to cope with their absence because in their last 10 test innings they haven't passed 300 more than once. So lots of opportunity there for the England seamers. England's batting hasn't been entirely convincing itself over the last 12 months or so, and Alex Hales and Nick Compton perhaps a little bit lucky to survive the winter. They weren't exactly at their best throughout that South African series, but perhaps it's right they get first dibs this summer. One enforced change has been made. James Taylor unfortunately retiring, and James Vince has replaced him at number 5, and I think that's a really exciting selection. He's very fluent, he's very flourishing, flamboyant batsman, lots and lots of ability. I think the potential for him and Joe Root at 4 and 5 to put on some really exciting partnerships is something that will really sustain us this summer. Root himself hasn't made a Test 100 since the Ashes this time last year, so he'll be absolutely salivating and getting ready to really get some big scores this summer, the kind of scores that he's undoubtedly capable of. So the 3 tests, first one at Leeds on Thursday, the second one a week later at Chester Street, and the third one at Lords, unusually. And I think by the time we get to Lords, England could be 2-0 up.